I'm about to tell you that one of the most important artworks of the 20th century is simply a black square. This may sound controversial, but if you hang on tight, I will show you how it came about as a result of the photographic revolution and explain why exactly it's so exceptional. Let's first take a trip back in history. For a long time, making a hyper-realistic artwork was the ultimate goal of many Western artists. By the 16th century, humanity learned to imitate the visible world with painting and sculpture remarkably well. The invention of photography in the 19th century marked the end of an era of the strive for a perfectly realistic snapshot of reality. Impressionism was the artist's first response to that change. They strove to express their feelings about their reality and not to imitate it. Similar ideas emerged in Fauvist and Expressionist groups. They employed bright colors to make an emotional impact on the beholder. Picasso's Cubism shattered the world into two-dimensional pieces presented from different angles. The Futurists in Italy attempted to capture the motion of machinery on canvas. By 1914, Kazimir Malevich, who'd been experimenting with different art forms at the time, realized that reflecting about the world was not enough to quench his artistic thirst. Being a Christian, he came up with the following formula. God, the Creator, created us in His image and likeness. And so a human has to be a creator as well. We must invent new worlds and concepts and not merely imitate the nature or mirror it. His theory puts the artist in the role of God of his self-created universe. To express the new universe, Malevich started painting geometric figures, first monochrome and static, later colorful and in motion. He called this approach suprematism. The Black Square was the headliner painting of the first suprematist exhibition of 1914, a product of 10 artists' suprematist art. It was meant to mark a new epoch in the world, art unbound by reality, set back to zero, hence the title 0.10. Now let's walk in and look a little closer. We can see a black square on a white background. Wait, that's it? No, Malevich didn't use a ruler to make a perfect shape. The rim is slightly smudged. He crafted a special paint that looked opaque and deep. With time, it cracked and revealed an older and colorful Cubo-Futurist draft. However, these details are of secondary importance here. The black square is the first intentionally abstract painting in Western art. As Malevich says, the black square is meant to evoke the experience of pure non-objectivity in the white emptiness of a liberated nothing. This sounds confusing, but look. Malevich uses the black color that is not very present in the natural world. He uses geometric shapes, also a product of the human collective imagination. These tie back to the concept of creating a new universe. He frees us from the constraints of the regular world and allows for immersion in a world of pure feeling, abstracted from nature as much as possible. The black square was placed in the eastern corner of the room. This imitates the way that religious icons were situated in people's homes. This gesture outrages the public, which is understandable for a society that is Christian but also deeply attached to ritualistic attributes of faith, such as icons. This piece is different from the solemn contemplation of the black square, but is still a manifestation of suprematism. The combination of bright colors and a balance of regular and irregular shapes help us move away from the rational analysis towards an intuitive and feeling-based perception. This takes the intention of Impressionists to convey a feeling to a new level. Suprematism allows us to feel things beyond the tangible world. The last piece is a white square on white. We see looming shadows with a mystical element that gave them a sensation of infinity. As Malevich puts it, the shape is no longer confronted with space. It is a pure form with a limited color and the most dehumanized shape of a square reduced to the faintest outline. Suprematism invoked apocalyptic notions of the end of culture in contemporaries, but in fact was prophetic for the future of the country. Just in 3 years, Russia will be swept by first a nationalist and then a socialist revolution. Suprematism, along with constructivism, will become the official art modalities of the early Soviet state that strove to establish a new visual language. In this, such art form is convenient. It is unapologetic, it builds its reality from scratch, it is egalitarian. I'll finish this presentation with Malevich's own explanation of his work. There is a great difference between the art of creation and the art of recreation. The black square is the first step in the pure creation in art. It was preceded by ugly, naive copies of nature. But I have been transformed in the null of forms and exceeded the null to creativity, to suprematism, to the new pictorial realism, the abstract art.